You can use this major move over any major chord. Check this out. In this video, I will teach you this major move and also show you a great way to practice it. And then using the structure of this major move, we can easily create an awesome major sounding guitar solo. Let me bring you in for a slow, detailed breakdown. In these examples today, we're going to look at the A chord in this open position here, D chord, E chord, let's take these chords one at a time. So if we're looking at the A chord here, we need to look at just two little triad shapes to get this major move under our fingers. Just those two shapes I was using in the intro, and it's the same shape for the other chords. Check this out. D, but we'll use this little triad here. E chords here, but we're using this triad right here. So first off, a great way to practice this is just to alternate in time. Go to the D chord. Use a triad. That's a great practice tool right there. Now all we need to do is create movement to those triads. So for each chord, we're just looking at the triad, sliding up to the major third of each chord there is all we're doing. So from 2 to sliding up from 2 to 4 on the A string for the A chord, and then striking the triad. This is the major third, C sharp note. And then sliding up to a piece of the triad, basically. I showed you the whole triad here for the A, but we're just using a piece. The 6 on the G string, 5 on the B string. But still, you really need to know that's the root note here, this A note. So slide from 2 to 4. Triad, sliding up to this little piece of the triad, back to the triad. So you can do that with each chord. D, E, D, A. Great way to practice this. Do it a little in time, have a little feel there, but just get that groove down. having trouble with one of them, just keep doing it over and over. You will get it if you keep working at this. If this lesson's helpful, hit that like button. I really do appreciate your support. And yes, we can use this in any key, any chord on this string set. Let's take a C chord. F. G. Any major chord, you can use this move. So now, taking this a step farther, we can connect this little move I showed you and create just an entire solo that connects to this major move. So all I'm doing is having that groove, little simple groove in my head, and I am using some hybrid picking. I'm just briefly talk about this because I love to pick the bass note, which is open A in this case, and pluck up the G and D strings with my third finger and second finger here. I don't talk about it much. I use this all the time, but if you're not comfortable with that, then just do it with the pick. It sounds similar. Your fingers have a little softer touch, a little more control. So we can just use elements of the A major scale in this, but I'm not looking at scales at all when I play like this. I'm looking at these little triad shapes. So this little phrase here, just really, this anchor point here with this A chord, hitting the second fret of the B string and hammering on and pulling off from the third fret. Again, second fret of the B string, hammer on and pull off from the third fret. Then hitting 4 on the G string and back to A, the root note here in the second fret. Then sliding up to the triad, little piece of the triad. This also works really good on the E chord. Just using the triad. And then 9. Your anchor point's here, so 9 and hammering on and pulling off from 10. 11, back to 9, the root note. Sliding up to that little piece of the triad here in 13 and 12. And this is for the E chord. You can't really do this in the key of A with the D because you're hitting a G note there, which kind of clashes with this E. It sounds melodic, it fits the chord, it really just draws you into the chord there. And then also just using this little major phrase, kind of country blues, little half bend here on the 4th fret of the G string, and then release it right back to 4 and back to the root note. Then 4, back to 2, this root note, really anchor point right here in the second fret of the G string. Again, a little bit of hybrid picking with my third finger, but you can definitely do it with your pick. it just rolls right around that major sound. And then another thing I did here with the D triads is hammer on. And you can do that with any of these also. So we're looking at this triad shape here, 11 and 10 for the D. But you can anchor point here on 9 on the G string and hammer on to 11. That just has a great sound to it. You can actually ring this open D string with it. And then you could do that with E. And also with the A. One last fun lick you can add to this is this little slide up and pull back down here. This is for the E and with this one. So you're actually just striking on 12 on the B and E strings, hitting those, sliding up and pulling back down basically. Might take a little work, but this is a great sounding phrase, really major sounding. You can do this with A, you can do it with D also. So in here you're just barring here in the 5th fret the B and E strings. Just a little piece of the A chord here. Sliding up, pulling back down 2 frets. You can do it with D. And then just in this little box here, 10, 12, half bend, and on 12 of the B string, release, back to 10. That's your anchor point, A note. And you can add those bluesy phrases in that major sound also. Connecting these ideas will help you create an awesome major sounding solo. I hope you have fun with this. Take some time with this. It will change the way you look at the fretboard. You'll have a connection there. I promise you, if you look at these triad shapes and connect them, you will have a solid knowledge of this fretboard because you're focusing on those root notes. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. Talk to you soon.